My beloved, in the quiet moments when your soul feels heavy, know that I am there, waiting, watching, and ready to embrace you with a strength far beyond any burden you carry. I see the weight pressing down upon you, the shadows that cloud your thoughts, the weariness that pulls at your very being. You have walked through valleys so deep that the light seemed to abandon you, and yet here you remain, still seeking breath, still yearning for a glimmer of hope. This journey is not yours alone. It's a path we walk together hand in hand. In the midst of your struggle, hear me whisper gently, I will lift you up. There's a profound truth hidden in this promise, one that flows like an endless river of grace toward you. When you feel too weak to stand, when the ache inside threatens to consume your light, I am the refuge where your heart finds rest. Have you looked beyond the struggle to see me silently holding you? I am more than a distant force or a shadow on the horizon. I am the breath beneath your wings, the quiet strength that stirs in your hidden places. I have carried galaxies in the expanse of my hands. How much more can I carry the tender fragility of your heart? I do not speak from afar or offer empty comfort. I speak from the core of your existence. You are more precious to me than the sparrow whose fall I watch and the stars I paint across the night sky. Even when life feels relentless and unforgiving, when the storms roar louder than hope, my promise echoes louder still. I will lift you up, not by your power, but by mine. Not by your striving, but by my unwavering love. Remember the times when you thought you were alone, yet something shifted, a sudden peace, a whisper, a presence unseen, but deeply felt. That was I, reaching out, a hand through the darkness, ready to pull you into the light. The mountains you face will not crush you, because I am greater than any force that seeks to overwhelm you. Your spirit is not forgotten, nor your tears unseen. Each sorrow is a seed I cherish, destined to sprout into strength and beauty. You are in the process of rising, even if the ascent feels slow or impossible. My dear child, I know the moments when despair threatens to paralyze your heart and the temptation to surrender calls louder than courage. But in these fragile spaces, I am birthing hope anew. I am the gentle breeze that turns mighty storms into whispers, the soft dawn that chases away the darkest night. Your heart, though bruised and battered, is the very dwelling where my light seeks to shine most brilliantly. I have not abandoned you. I have been preparing you, shaping you with tender hands, teaching patience through the silence, and weaving strength through every trial. You may wonder if this promise is too great for you to receive, or if your pain is too deep to be soothed. But believe me, the measure of my love is beyond comprehension, and my power to lift you up is not limited by your past failures or present fears. When you feel like you have nothing left to give, lean into me. When your resolve is shattered and your faith dimmed, come unto me. There is a sacred space in my presence where your wounds are tended, your soul is mended, and your spirit is renewed. The upward lift begins with a single surrender, a single turning toward me, trusting that I am enough. I see beyond the surface of your struggle, the cry of your heart, the secret longing for more than just survival, the deep desire to rise and soar above the turmoil that binds you. This is what I am holding in my gaze. Your potential, your purpose, the divine spark within you that cannot be extinguished. I will lift you up, not to keep you stagnant or hidden, but to place you in the light where you shine as the masterpiece you were created to be. Do not hide the broken parts or the scars. These too will be transformed by my hands into a crown of beauty and honor. Let this truth settle deep within you. You are not defined by your struggles, but by my promise to raise you above them. Let your heart rest in the assurance that you will not remain in the pit, the wilderness, or the valley of despair. Every step of the way, every breath you take, I am there, lifting you gently yet powerfully. Will you trust me now when your spirit feels fragile? Will you open your heart and receive the steady lift of my love? This invitation is the beginning of your renewal, the start of a new chapter written by my hand alone. So come, let me lift you. Do not resist my touch. Do not shrink from my power. There is a sacredness to this act, a divine exchange where your weakness meets my strength, your fragility meets my unshakable support. You may not see the full path ahead, but I do. Every step upward is accounted for, every moment held in my care. As you rise, you will discover facets of yourself you never knew, the resilience born of divine intervention, the courage sparked by unseen grace, the peace that transcends understanding, because it is planted deep within my heart as yours. My beloved, I am waiting for your yes. Will you believe this promise this time? Will you let me be the one who lifts you beyond what you thought possible? The mountain before you is not a barrier, but a challenge that my strength will overcome. The night that seems endless is followed by dawn that I paint in vibrant colors just for you. You are the beloved of heaven, crafted with care, worth more than the stars scattered across the heavens. When the world whispers lies about your inadequacy, hear my voice speaking truth. You are chosen, cherished, and I will lift you up. If your heart is stirring, if even a small flicker of hope remains, do not turn away. Reach out to me in this moment, knowing that my arms are open wide. Come as you are, wounded, weary, burdened, and find rest in my promise. I will lift you up. This is not just a promise, it is my sacred vow to you. I am the lifter of your soul, the bearer of your burdens, and the source of your strength. Trust me, and rise into the fullness of the grace I prepared just for you. My dear child, I have seen the silent battles you fight beneath the surface, the moments when your heart feels like a desert, dry, cracked, and weary. The weight of disappointment, the sting of mistakes, the echo of words spoken in haste or silence. They press down on you as if there is no end to the heaviness. I know this burden feels overwhelming, as if you carry the weight of all your failures and regrets alone. But my beloved, I am near. I'm closer than the breath you just took, closer than the quiet pulse that drives your life forward. I do not turn away in your pain or distance myself when your hope dims. In your darkest moments, I'm the still presence beside you, the unshakable refuge beneath your trembling feet. There is a profound truth, my dear child. Your wounds do not scare me away. Rather, they draw me closer, for I am the divine physician who holds the ointment for every ache within you. I know that sometimes the silence around you echoes louder than the noise, that waiting without answers can sting like thorns pressed deep into your skin. Yet I am patiently working behind the curtain of time and circumstance, weaving threads of grace into the tapestry of your life. I do not rush in ways that destroy the beautiful formation of your spirit, neither do I abandon you to suffer without hope. You may not understand the purpose of these trials now, but my patience is an expression of my love, and my timing is perfect, beyond what your eyes can see. In the pain and confusion, do not mistake my absence for indifference. Remember, even the seed that must be buried in dark soil undergoes a time of stillness before it bursts forth with vibrant life. The process is hidden, but the outcome is certain and glorious. So it is with you, child. Your seasons of feeling lost, unheard, or misunderstood are not signs of failure or divine rejection. They are seasons of preparation, sanctification, and deep intimacy. I am in the silence with you, holding your trembling hand and whispering peace into your soul. My love is the ocean in which no storm can drown you, the light that no shadow extinguishes. As your heart wrestles with doubt and longing, I invite you now to lean into my presence. do not shrink from the discomfort of your internal battles, but bring them to me. Allow me to hold your brokenness as a treasure, to transform your grief into joy, your questioning into trust. No shame or regret is too heavy for my grace to lift. Step into this place of vulnerability with me, and you will find that healing begins the moment you open your heart. In this sacred space where you and I meet, you will never be alone again. The journey you walk, though it is steep and rugged at times, is marked by my gentle guidance. I am the shepherd who leads you beside still waters and rests your soul under the shadow of my wings. Even when your path is shrouded in uncertainty, my light beckons softly ahead, a beacon of hope and restoration. Trust that I am shaping your story, refining you like silver in a fire, removing dross until only radiance remains. You are not overlooked, forgotten, or cast aside. Your story is precious to me, woven with love and destined for abundance. In this moment, as you wrestle with the weight of your inner storms, hear my voice calling you back to peace. Turn your gaze toward me. Release your fears, your burdens, your questions. Rest in the assurance that I'm working all things for your good, even when the reasons remain hidden from your view. Let this truth settle in you. I'm patient because your transformation requires time. I'm persistent because your healing is priceless. I am loving because your heart is sacred to me. Take a deep breath and know that you are cradled in hands that will never let you fall. When doubt whispers lies about your value or worthiness, remember, I crafted you as a masterpiece, created in deep affection and infinite care. No one can diminish what I see in you, nor can any trial separate you from my steadfast love. Rest here with me, child, in this sanctuary of hope and renewal. Will you trust me enough to surrender your burdens now? Will you allow my healing balm to touch the deepest corners of your soul? Come as you are, fragile, uncertain, weary, and find strength in my unwavering presence. I'm waiting for you, ready to embrace you with the fullness of my love and patience. Let this be the moment your heart leans into me fully, knowing that in me you are never forsaken. Do not turn away, do not close the door to the one who is both your refuge and your strength. Step forward in trust, for I am here, always here. My beloved, as you walk through the shadows of your soul, burdened by doubts and whispers of inadequacy, know that your identity is not forged in the flickering flame of human approval, but in the unshakable light of my love. Before the foundation of the world, before the mountains kissed the sky, or the seas whispered to the shore, I wove you together in perfect intention and exquisite care. You are my masterpiece, a unique expression of divine artistry, fashioned not by accident, but by design. Yet, the enemy seeks to cloud this truth with lies that thread your heart with questions. Am I enough? Do I matter? Will I ever belong? Each question strikes like a tempest against your fragile boat, threatening to capsize your hope. But listen closely, my dear child, for within your deepest core, I have planted a sacred truth that no storm can erase. You are not defined by the failures that haunt your past, nor by the voices that declare you unworthy. These are but shadows fleeing before the dawn of my grace. I see the beauty that lies beneath the surface of your weary heart, the courage that stirs even when despair tries to silence it. In you is a reflection of my own image, the breath of my spirit, the spark of eternity. This is your identity, not as the world sees you, but as I crafted you to be. Imagine a majestic tree standing tall amidst a barren desert, its roots deep within a hidden, life-giving spring. Your identity is that tree, drawing sustenance from the eternal spring of my presence, unshaken by the arid winds of rejection and loneliness. In this truth, you are planted and rooted. Let this truth settle in you. Beloved, when the world tries to strip away your dignity or dismiss your worth, remember that your value is beyond measure. The scars you carry are not marks of shame, but rather badges of survival and faith. Like a potter shaping clay on a wheel, I am continuously working, molding you into a vessel of strength and beauty. Sometimes the pressure feels unbearable, and the shaping can be painful. But trust that each turn of the wheel is perfect and purposeful. Your sense of worth will bloom the moment you lean into the embrace of my acceptance rather than the fleeting applause of men. The seeds of doubt may have been sown, but I am the light that nurtures the tender shoots of your true self. When you begin to see yourself through my eyes, the lie of inadequacy begins to crumble. This journey of discovering who you are in me is not always easy. You may stumble over memories of shame and the echoes of mistakes long past, but know this: my forgiveness is not a fleeting breath. It is a flood that washes over every broken place. I do not hold your failures against you. Instead, I see the brave soul who rises each day, choosing to press forward, to seek me despite the wounds. Your identity is entwined with my grace, and with each step forward, you are renewed. Imagine a broken mirror reflecting shards of light, scattered and incomplete. Through my restoration, your reflection becomes whole again, beams of light converging to reveal the radiant image I placed there at the beginning. In my presence, there is wholeness. My dear, there will be days when the internal battle rages fiercely, when your mind questions and your heart trembles. In those quiet moments, turn your gaze inward and upward. Feel my loving arms holding you close, whispering truths into the depths where doubt has settled. You are cherished beyond description, loved endlessly, and chosen above all. This is your true identity, not a mask to wear, nor a role to perform, but the essence of who you have always been in my eyes. Let this revelation sink into the caverns of your heart and transform your self-view from the inside out. Each time fear or shame rises, meet it with the reminder that you are mine, inseparable from my love. There is also a profound peace waiting for you when you embrace this identity. It is not a peace born of circumstances, but a calm that flows from knowing you are deeply known and deeply loved. Like a shepherd who gathers his lambs with tender care, I scoop you into my arms and shield you from every storm. This peace wraps around your soul like a cloak woven from light, providing warmth amid the coldest trials. As you rest in my acceptance, you will find the strength to forgive yourself, to release guilt, and to move forward with courage. The weight you have carried does not belong to you alone. Lay it down in my presence and receive the freedom I offer. Reflect now on the truth that you are a beloved child, intricately created and infinitely valuable. When you struggle with questions of identity, invite me into the conversation. Let my voice be the loudest in your heart. Take a moment to breathe deeply and feel my spirit envelop you like the morning dew on a field of wildflowers, gentle and renewing. Know that your worth is anchored not in what you do or what others say, but in who I declared you to be at the moment of your conception, a treasured child destined for greatness. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from this truth. Lean into the reality of my love that defines you completely. Understand, too, that as you stand confident in who you are in me, you begin to reflect my light in the world. Your identity in me becomes a beacon, a lighthouse guiding others through the fog of confusion and despair. The clarity of your being, rooted in divine worth, offers hope to those around you who also battle their own inner doubts. You are not alone in this path. I walk with you every step, strengthening your spirit and reminding you of your true nature. Together, we shine brilliantly because every love light cast into the darkness pushes back the night. Let this truth settle in you. You are gloriously and eternally my child. Now I invite you, quiet your mind from the noise of the world's judgments and listen for my voice. Allow me to reveal to you the beauty of your soul, the glory I have set within you to flourish eternally. Speak to me as a friend, as a trusted confidant, and allow the seeds of your identity in me to grow beyond what you thought possible. You are not defined by the fleeting terms of this world, but by the unending covenant of my love and purpose. Embrace who I created you to be, my beloved, and walk forward in boldness, for there is nothing you cannot overcome when you stand firmly in your divine identity. Will you believe me this time when I say that you are precious beyond measure? Let this truth rise in your heart and sustain you like a river that never runs dry. Your identity is eternal. Your worth is immeasurable. And my love is unwavering. Take this promise and hold it close as you continue your journey, because you are mine, now and forever. My dear, as you walk through the shadows of fear, anxiety, and doubt, know that I am there, steadfast and unwavering, the unshakable fortress amid the tempest. Fear can be an unrelenting tide, pulling you beneath the surface of peace, threatening to drown the whispers of hope that I have planted deep within your spirit. Anxiety may choke the air from your lungs, making your heart race as if chased by unseen foes. Doubt can seep in like a silent shadow, whispering that I have forgotten you, that your struggles are too much, that my promises are mere illusions. Yet, beloved, each of these is but a veil that I invite you to look beyond, to see with eyes opened wide by faith. Remember that every moment of fear you face is also an invitation to turn your gaze from the swirling chaos around you to the steady light of my love that never flickers or fades. The winds of anxiety may howl, but I'm your calm center, the stillness at the heart of the storm. When doubt creeps in, whispering lies about your worth or my presence, incline your ear to my voice, a sound like a gentle stream, constant and clear. These moments of trembling are not signs of weakness. They are moments where your soul has the chance to awaken, to reach out for me when the night seems endless. I see you in your quiet battles, the private wars you fight behind closed doors and silent tears. You may feel as though you are alone, abandoned in a vast wilderness with no map, no guide, and no comfort. But I'm the unseen companion who walks every step with you, who holds your hand when your grip falters. Fear and anxiety are real, my child, but they do not have dominion over you, because I have given you a spirit not of timidity, but of power, love, and a sound mind. You are crafted to endure, to rise and to overcome, not by your strength alone, but through the power I impart to you. The process of wrestling with your fears is sacred. It is the refining fire in your soul's journey towards deeper trust. When your heart pounds in dread and your thoughts scatter like leaves in a storm, remind yourself that these are not final measures of your reality, but invitations for my intervention. Each breath you take, each whispered prayer from your heart, each faltering step toward me is a testament to your courage and a beacon that leads you out of the disquiet and into peace. Will you allow me to be your refuge, fully and without reservation? Will you surrender the fortress of fear and build your home within my unwavering strength? In this sacred dance of light and shadow, your fears become a gateway, a pathway to a deeper intimacy with me. I do not condemn your frailty. I embrace it with arms wide open, ready to shield, comfort, and embolden you. Do not shrink back from anxiety or doubt as if they are enemies to beat, but see them for what they truly are, signals urging you to cling tighter to my truth and presence. I am not a distant observer, but a participant in your trials. The divine breath that fills your lungs when all you feel is suffocation. Let this truth settle in you. beloved. No fear is too great, no shadow too dark, no doubt too deep for the light of my love to dispel. When you find yourself trembling, pause and call my name in your heart. Imagine me holding you like a shepherd, cradling the weakest lamb, tender and unyielding. The tempest outside may rage with wild abandon, but inside, where you dwell with me, there is peace, an eternal sanctuary of calm and strength. Remember this, and when anxiety tightens its grip, respond with the affirmation of my presence. I am with you, always. I invite you now to pause and breathe deeply, letting the weight of your fears fall away, even if only for this moment. Feel my presence surround you as a cloak woven of light and love, comforting and shielding you from the unseen terrors that seek to steal your joy. In the stillness of this sacred embrace, find courage not in your own might, but in the unwavering promise of my companionship. Your spirit is far stronger than you know, because it's infused with my own breath, my own power, my own heart. Anxiety and doubt may be relentless teachers, but their lessons are incomplete without me. When the night seems darkest, when the questions mount, and when your hope wavers, reach out. Reach beyond the veil of uncertainty to the hand waiting to catch you. Child, faith is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to trust my goodness and sovereignty despite it. When the enemy whispers, "You are alone," answer with a shout born from the depths of your spirit. You are my refuge and my strength, my ever-present help. Beloved, courage is not the absence of trembling, but the decision to walk forward with me despite trembling. You do not walk this path alone. My light leads before you, my voice echoes beside you, and my love encircles you. Your fears do not define you. Your anxiety will not possess you. Doubt will not claim you. Because I have chosen you, clothed you with my righteousness, and marked you as precious in my sight. Can you see yourself through my eyes, dear child? A beloved warrior, moving through the dark with eyes fixed on me? Let this be the foundation of your soul's resilience, to live not by what your eyes see or what your heart feels in its frailty, but by the infinite steadfastness of my love. When fear threatens to silence your song, I'm the melody that rises within you, calling you back to peace. When anxiety presses close, I'm the breath that calms your racing heart. When doubt casts shadows over your path, I'm the dawn that dispels the night. So I ask you to lean into this divine embrace, to rest in this fortress of undying love. Surrender your fears to me as you would cast a burden upon a beloved friend, because that is what I am to you, always ready to bear your load. You may not feel strong today, and that is acceptable, for my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Trust in this, and allow your heart to unfold anew beneath the warmth of my care. Will you step forward now, turning your fear into faith, your anxious heart into a quiet sanctuary for my presence? Will you find courage not by banishing fear outright, but by having me hold your trembling hand? The choice is before you as it always is, and I'm here, patient, loving, and waiting. In the stillness, hear me say, "You are never alone, my beloved. I am your peace." If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. My beloved, I see the inner battles you fight daily, the whirlwinds of fear, the shadows of anxiety that sometimes cloud your heart and mind. These are not mere feelings. They are real struggles that echo deep within your soul, and I am with you in each trembling moment. You may feel overwhelmed by the uncertainty that stretches endlessly before you, by the whispers of doubt that seek to convince you that you're alone or abandoned. Yet I am here, unshaken, unwavering, and steadfast. Fear is a thief, child. It steals peace and joy. It corrodes faith and hope. I know your every fear, the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of the unknown paths you must tread. These fears may rise like stormy waves, threatening to drown the light within you. But do not let them have dominion over your spirit. I am the anchor that holds you fast, the shelter beneath which you find refuge. When the cold winds of anxiety blow, I'm your warm fire, blazing against the chill. Understand this, my dear. Fear is not your master. It is a signal, a messenger of your humanity, not your destiny. It reveals where your trust needs to deepen, where your grasp on my promises could strengthen. Anxiety may speak loud, but my voice is the still, small whisper that calms the tempest inside you. When your heart races and your thoughts spiral, come into my presence. Lay your burdens at my feet. You are not meant to carry the weight of your worries alone. I carry them for you. Doubt is a shadow that tries to obscure the brilliance I've planted within you. It questions your worth, your path, your purpose. Yet, my beloved, I have woven you with intention and love, each thread purposeful and strong. Trust is not the absence of doubt, but choosing to walk forward even when your eyes cannot see the full trail. I am walking with you, step by step. The path may twist and turn, but your steps do not falter when my hand guides. You let your heart rise above the waves that threaten to sweep it away. When anxiety whispers lies about your future, remember my past faithfulness. I have never abandoned you. I have never forgotten you. I see every tear, every ache, every fear you think you hide. Do not shield your heart from me in your vulnerable moments. Come fully with your fears and doubts, for it is in that honesty that real trust is born. Let me remind you of a story, my child. Long ago, a humble servant faced a storm at sea. The winds howled, the waves crashed, and fear crept into his heart. Yet, when he cried out, I stretched forth my hand and calmed the storm. Just as I was with him in that tempest, I am with you. Your fears may be different, but my power and love are unchanged by time or trial. Lean into this truth. Feel the steadiness of my presence even in your most anxious hours. I'm crafting a faith in you that transcends the temporal fears of this world, a faith that roots itself deep in my eternal love and power. This faith is your sword and your shield. When the enemy whispers deceit, you wield this divine trust. When doubt creeps in to poison your thoughts, you hold fast to my promises. Know that fear and faith cannot coexist in the same space. Where one rises, the other must fall. Choose faith, beloved. Let it be the anchor that steadies your soul. Your anxiety is not a barrier to my grace. It's a doorway. Through it, I invite you closer. There is no condemnation in your fears, only an invitation for me to be your peace. Rest in me when your spirit feels overwhelmed. Breathe in my love and know that I am sufficient for every struggle you face. In your weakness, my strength is made perfect. Do not push these feelings aside or pretend they do not exist. Bring them to me and watch how I transform your trembling heart into a fortress of courage. Will you let me be your refuge today? Will you place your trembling hands in mine and trust me to carry you through? I am not distant or uncaring, but intimately involved in your battle. When the dark whispers rise, respond with my truth. When your breath falters, remember I am the breath of your life. You were created to live beyond fear, to walk boldly in my light. Fear has no final say over you unless you give it one. My dear, I'm with you in every anxious thought, every fearful night. Let this truth settle in you so deeply that it becomes your heartbeat, my presence within you. Do not let fear define you. Rather, define yourself by my everlasting love, my unshakable power, and my perfect peace. This peace I give is unlike anything the world can offer. It is a peace that calms the storms, silences the doubts, and fills the emptiness left by fear. You are stronger than you know, because I live in you. When you feel your courage faltering, call on me. When your mind races with worry, speak my name in the stillness. When your heart trembles with uncertainty, rest in my embrace. I am already weaving your broken pieces into a tapestry of victory and trust. The future belongs to those who trust in me, and I claim you as one of them. Take a moment now, my beloved, to breathe deeply and surrender your fears to me. Let them go as an offering into my hands. Trust me to carry what you cannot bear alone. Feel my arms around you, not just as a distant idea, but as a living reality. Walk forward in the courage I breathe into your spirit. Let your trust in me be the song that drowns out the noise of fear. If your heart is stirring in response to these words, do not turn away. Let us walk this path together, hand in hand, unwavering in faith, victorious over fear. Next block. My beloved, there are moments in this journey we call life when the weight of fear, anxiety, and doubt envelops your soul like a thick fog that refuses to lift. I see how these shadows stalk your steps, whispering insidious lies that threaten to drown the light within you. Yet, in the midst of your weakness, I am your stronghold, your refuge that never falters or fades. Do you not know that fear was never meant to be your master? It is but a trembling voice calling you into my presence, inviting you to replace uncertainty with the embrace of my perfect peace. Recall the times when your heart ached with worry over things unseen and unknown, when your mind spun tales of despair and defeat before any battle was truly faced. These fears are not foreign to me. They are fragments of your humanity, the raw humbling of your spirit. I do not chastise you for your trembling, my child, but I invite you to cast all your anxieties upon me, for I carry you tenderly. Even when your thoughts race like wild stallions, know that I am the keeper of your thoughts and the healer of your restless heart. Anxiety can feel like a relentless storm within, shaking the foundations of hope and faith. But understand that within the storm, I am the calm center. I am the still voice that whispers courage into your inner ear when the tumult rages. You are never unseen in your struggle. Every tear you shed is gathered and treasured. When doubt creeps in and clouds your vision, do not recoil or despair. Instead, turn your gaze toward me, for I am the light that scatters the darkness and the anchor that steadies your soul. Let me remind you, beloved, that fear and doubt are not signs of failure or unbelief. They are invitations to deeper trust, to leaning not on your own understanding, but resting in the certainty of my unwavering love. In your moments of trembling, I am weaving strands of strength and resilience through your spirit. It is in being weak that you discover the magnitude of my power working within you. Do not be quick to reject your fear, but do not let it define you either. Walk through it hand in hand with me, and you will find that fear loses its grip. Surrendering your anxiety to me is not a simple act, I know. It is often like releasing a fragile bird from your hands, terrified you might lose control or safety. Yet, I am the great shepherd who watches over every wing beat, guiding and protecting you with infinite care. Do not cling too tightly to your worries, for they are but shadows without substance when held in the light of my truth. Offer me your fears as a fragrant offering, and I will transform them into peace that surpasses all understanding. When doubt whispers lies about your worth, your future, or my faithfulness, remember the times I have proven myself to you, the moments when a door closed only to reveal a path you could never imagine, the seasons of silence that birthed new strength and clarity. These are not accidents or empty coincidences, but evidence of my sovereign hand shaping your destiny with infinite wisdom and love. Let your heart rest in this knowledge, and when anxiety presses hardest, call upon me. I am nearer than your breath, ready to uphold you. The journey through fear and doubt is not one you walk alone. I go before you, beside you, and behind you, surrounding you with an unbreakable circle of love. When your heart races with worry about what tomorrow holds, remember my promise to never leave nor forsake you. You are embraced by a love that neither fear nor uncertainty can overcome. In the stillness of your anxious moments, reach out, and you will find my hand steady and sure beneath yours. Together we will rise above the storm. Let this truth sink deeply into your soul. Beloved, fear and doubt are transient shadows, but my love is eternal light. Embrace me when your spirit feels overwhelmed, and allow my peace to steady your heart. The whispers of anxiety are but passing echoes. Listen instead to the steady drumbeat of my unwavering presence. You were never meant to carry these burdens alone. Place them gently into my hands, and watch how I nurture a courage and calmness within you that nothing can shake. I'm your refuge and your strength, a very present help in every trouble that threatens to consume you. Will you learn to lean into this divine sanctuary when fear encroaches? Will you let my spirit breathe confidence into your trembling soul? Take this moment to close your eyes and offer me your anxieties, your hidden doubts, your silent fears. Feel how I gather them as stardust to create a tapestry of hope upon which your future is painted. Trust me, dear one, and hold fast to this promise. Where fear reigns, I bring peace. Where doubt linger, I shine clarity. If your heart is stirring with the weight of these emotions, do not turn away now. Let our sacred conversation continue as you open your hands and heart to me fully. My love is more powerful than any fear you face. Let it become the song that drowns out every anxious whisper, the fortress that shelters your spirit. Together we will walk through every shadow until it yields before the dawn of my everlasting light. My dear, there is a sacred space between you and me, where the profound intimacy of our relationship unfolds, a place untouched by the noise of the world, where your soul can exhale and find refuge beneath the shelter of my wings. This intimacy is not a distant encounter, nor a fleeting moment. It is the very heartbeat of your existence, woven deeply into the fabric of your being, even before your first breath. I am not a distant ruler, standing afar with cold judgment. I am the lover of your soul, yearning to commune with you in a way that disarms the confusion and loneliness seated in your heart. In this intimacy, my child, you are profoundly known, not by your accomplishments or failures, but by the pure essence of who you are. Like a gardener tending tender blooms in a quiet garden, I observe every petal, every thorn, every fragile leaf of your soul with unwavering tenderness. I see beyond the surface struggles that cloud your view of yourself and the world. I see into the chambers of your heart, where hopes tremble and faith flutters like a fragile bird seeking rest. I invite you to come close, to lean into this divine closeness where words are unnecessary because the language of my spirit speaks louder than any human tongue ever could. Often, the world tries to define you by your performance, your worth, by what you achieve, or how you appear. Yet, in this sacred intimacy, none of that matters. You are not a list of your deeds or a sum of your mistakes. You are my beloved, crafted with intention and infinite care, known and loved exactly as you are. When you feel invisible, unheard, or unworthy of love, remember that I am with you, soaking you in. My presence, like the sun, warms a hidden valley, gentle, steady, and all-encompassing. This is where the deepest healing begins, in the quiet knowing that you are treasured beyond measure. This intimacy is not passive. It calls for your full surrender, the opening of your heart as a window wide to receive the fresh breeze of my spirit. I long to fill you with my peace, my joy, and my unshakable love. But you must choose to enter this sanctuary daily. Come with your fears, your doubts, your burdens. Bring your joy, your thanks, your trembling hopes. Here you do not have to hide behind faithless smiles or resilient facades. I see the real you, the one who wrestles with worry, and the one who dreams of light. And I am entwined with you through it all. Imagine a child nestled in their mother's arms, body relaxed, soul safe, heartbeat steady against the pulse of love. That is the place where I desire you to be with me. Not striving, but simply being. Not grasping, but resting. Not pretending, but authentic. The intimacy I offer is a sanctuary from chaos, a refuge from anxiety, and a balm to the wounds that the world attempts to inflict on your spirit. It is here that you find the nourishment your soul has been craving. Deep acceptance and unconditional love, flowing endlessly like a river that never runs dry. You might think you need to prove your love or prove your faith before you can enter this sacred space. But my dear, that is a heavy and false yoke. The door to intimacy swings open wide upon the hinges of grace. You don't have to earn your way in or dress up your soul to be worthy of my presence. Simply come as you are, empty, joyous, broken, hopeful, and your arrival is celebrated with divine delight. My spirit whispers comfort to your restless heart and draws you near in every moment you choose to draw close. This sacred closeness transforms the way you see yourself and your world. When you abide in intimacy with me, you begin to realize that your value is not dependent on external circumstances, but rooted deeply in my love. The storms may rage around you, relationships may falter, and questions may swarm like locusts, yet your soul remains anchored in the unshakable truth of my presence. The unfamiliar peace you discover in this place is a foretaste of the eternal joy that awaits beyond the veil of this earthly journey. The psalmist once described my nearness as a shelter under the shade of wings, a refuge in times of trouble. This imagery is not distant, but alive and real for you right now. When the weight of loneliness or despair presses down, close your eyes and picture yourself wrapped safely beneath my feathers, enveloped in a love fierce enough to withstand every trial. This is spiritual belonging, child, a belonging that does not depend on acceptance by others, but on my unwavering embrace. Here your soul can breathe fully, safe, cherished, home. As you move through your days, I invite you to cultivate this intimacy as a sacred practice. Slow down enough to listen for my voice amid the clutter. Open your heart in silent moments, even when doubts try to drown the quietness. Let your spirit be a clear vessel, ready to receive the streams of grace that refresh and renew. You do not need to be perfect to draw near. In fact, you must come with open hands, ready to let go of control and let my love wash over every fear and mistrust. This intimacy is not a luxury, but a necessity. Without it, your soul grows thirsty and weary in the harsh climate of the world's demands. But with each step toward me, you find rest, a sacred space where your identity is restored and your destiny illuminated. It is here in the heart of our communion that you discover what it truly means to be my beloved, treasured beyond all measure. Hold on to this truth. You are never alone unless you choose to turn away. My presence is constant, patient, and tender. I do not force intimacy, but gently beckon, always ready to welcome you into the depths of my heart. Let this truth settle in you, beloved. When you feel distant, return to this inner sanctuary. When you are weary, take refuge here. You were created for this sacred connection, for this divine love that strengthens and sustains all things. Now, will you step quietly into this intimate place with me? Will you set aside distractions, doubts, and fears, to rest in my embrace. The gentle invitation stands before you as the morning light melts away the shadows. Let your heart be still. Know that you belong here, intimately and eternally, in the safe harbor of my presence, where love knows no limits and healing flows freely like a sweet river through a desert land. Come, my dear child. Come into the warmth of my nearness, into the sanctuary of unfailing love. Your spirit was fashioned for this. Your heart was never meant to long in vain. Abide in me, and let my love be the breath that fills your soul. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Let us walk this sacred journey together, hand in hand, spirit intertwined with spirit, forever bound by the depth of my endless love. My dear, as the days stretch beyond what your eyes anticipate and the silence seems unyielding, I am intimately present in every moment you grapple with waiting. Understand that divine timing is a tapestry woven with threads invisible to your human sight, each moment crafted with intention and care beyond the boundaries of your mortal understanding. When waiting feels like a void, I am there, filling it with my peace that surpasses all human comprehension. You may feel like a seed beneath frozen ground, forgotten and trapped in the chill of delay, yet I'm warming you with my gentle breath, preparing you to rise at the perfect appointed time. Your present seeming stillness is not an absence of movement, but a sacred process of growth, unseen but indispensable. Through the seasons of silence, I'm teaching you the contemplative art of trust. Trust is not a passive waiting, but a living, breathing surrender, an active steadfastness that holds on to my promises even when shadows stretch long. I see every tear that falls, every whispered prayer that escapes your lips when words fail. These are not ignored but treasured moments that draw you deeper into my embrace. Fear and impatience may clamor within your heart, urging you to rush or yield to despair. Yet, my child, I call you to steady the pulse of your soul, anchoring it in the assurance that the hour I prepare is perfect and filled with my glory. In the silence, I am shaping your character, refining you like precious gold through the fire of patience and hope. Every unanswered question and every withheld blessing is a strand in the golden chain of your purpose. Sometimes, what delays the manifestation of your prayers is a deeper alignment I am instilling between your will and mine. The delays are sanctuaries of intimacy, spaces where your soul learns to recognize my voice amid the quiet, to find resonance not in bursts of noise, but in holy stillness. If your heart aches from waiting, let that ache be a sacred tension drawing you closer, not away. Understand that my timing does not conform to human schedules or calendars. The unfolding of your destiny is synchronized with eternal rhythms, a symphony where each note, though sometimes long in arrival, contributes to a masterpiece of divine orchestration. I am weaving a story more wondrous and complex than you can imagine, a narrative where your footsteps align not just with your own desires, but with purposes far beyond what you see. You're part of a grand design, a cosmic plan spanning past, present, and future, and your waiting is but a pause for harmony to emerge. Do not mistake the silence for my absence. When you feel unseen or overlooked, remember that I am constantly working behind the scenes, moving mountains and preparing pathways. The stillness is my sanctuary, where I meet you away from the noise of the world's demands, teaching you the sacred posture of trust. Let this truth settle in you. My love does not waver with the passing of days or the stretching of nights. It is the unwavering foundation beneath your restless hope. I urge you to open your spirit to the lessons of this waiting season. Reflect deeply on what I am cultivating within you, a deeper humility, a more profound dependence, a heart tuned not to immediate gratification, but to eternal realities. When doubts arise, lean into me, and you will find my patience extending endlessly to you. If weariness presses hard, I am your refuge, a shelter in the storm where you can lay down your burdens and find renewal. Remember that faith is not about seeing the end, but trusting the journey. As you wait, consider what preparations need to unfold within your soul, what shadows must be illuminated, what unresolved fears require my healing touch. The waiting is a mirror reflecting areas that demand my refining fire. Embrace this time as an opportunity for transformation, a sacred chapter where your faith matures and your trust is tested and proven true. I do not call you to a passive waiting, but to a sacred vigil, an active spiritual posture of readiness and expectation. Your waiting is also a beacon for others. Sometimes in seasons of delay, your perseverance becomes a testimony of hope, inspiring those around you who struggle with their own uncertainties. When you share your journey vulnerably, you become a vessel of my grace, a living testament to the power of steadfast trust in the midst of silence. Let this inspire you to nurture a quiet courage, a divine resilience carried not by human strength, but by my sustaining spirit. My beloved, do not measure my love by the speed of answers or the visible movement of circumstances. I am the eternal now, the beginning and end, and in my timing, all things unfold perfectly. Look beyond your present frustration and exhaustion. See the horizon, where I am already at work, preparing blessings that will overflow beyond your expectations. Will you believe me this time? Will you open your heart to the richness of my timing and the depth of my patience? Allow your soul to rest in the knowledge that you are never alone in your waiting. I am the steadfast lover who watches over you, the compassionate father who tends to every need, and the gentle shepherd who leads you beside still waters, even when the path is unclear. Trust that no season of waiting is wasted, for it is fertile ground where seeds of faith and hope take root. Receive my encouragement now to hold fast, to lean not on your own understanding, but to entrust your timelines to me. Reflect on this divine truth and let it wash over your spirit, a renewal that strengthens your steps and quiets your restless heart. This is the sacred mystery of waiting with me. It is not emptiness, but fullness, not inactivity, but preparation, not loss, but promise. Be patient in the process, for I am crafting a life in you that reflects my glory and fulfills my perfect will. If your heart is stirring with a longing for this assurance, do not turn away. Embrace this moment as a holy sanctuary where you can meet me anew. I am here, unmoving in love, unshaken by time, unbreakable in faithfulness. Trust me, beloved, and let your waiting become a sacred journey toward the unfolding of my glorious promises. My dear, I have watched you walk paths shadowed by the heavy cloak of fear and trembling. Not just the fear of what the world labels dangerous, but the deeper, more insidious fear that lingers in the silent chambers of your heart. This fear whispers lies about your worth, your purpose, your future. I know it well because I fashioned you from the breath of life itself, embroidered your soul with dreams, and inscribed within you an unquenchable desire to rise beyond what you see and feel. Yet, fear sometimes stalks your steps like a persistent shadow, casting doubts that seem as real as the very sunlight. I desire for you to understand that fear is not your master. It is a signpost in your journey, a signal that something precious is about to be unearthed, a call to lean not on your own understanding, but on me. When anxiety tightened its grip, remember I am the unshakable rock beneath your feet, the gentle whisper in the storm. I have never, not once, abandoned you in your moments of trembling. Instead, I have been quietly weaving strength into your spirit, far beyond what you can perceive. In your weakness, my power is perfected. In your doubt, my faithfulness shines brightest. Your heart may be a battleground where fear and trust collide, This internal war is not without purpose, my beloved. It is in this struggle that your faith is born anew, tested, and refined, like precious gold, through fire. I beckon you now to surrender your fears to me, not to deny their existence, but to place them gently in my hands with the knowledge that I carry what burdens you. Imagine your fears wrapped up like fragile flowers, delicate but potent, and see me tenderly gathering them lest even a single petal falls to harm. Consider the birds soaring high above, who do not hoard burdens but trust the invisible currents to carry them toward destinations they cannot yet see. I am the wind beneath your wings, steady and sure. When anxiety threatens to anchor you down, lift your eyes and know that I am orchestrating your path with perfect care. You are not lost in chaos. You are held in my divine order, woven into a tapestry too vast for your mind to grasp, yet perfectly designed for your good. Sometimes, the darkness in your mind feels like an endless night, and you wonder if dawn will ever come. Remember, even the blackest night is swallowed by the sunrise. Your fears, though fierce, are temporary. My love and promises are eternal. I stand at the crossroads of your soul and call you to step forward into light, even if your feet tremble with uncertainty. Faith is choosing to walk when the road is unclear, trusting in the unseen but ever-present hand guiding you. Will you choose that walk today? When anxiety hollows your heart, reaching out with trembling hands, know that I have already reached into that hollowness to fill it with peace beyond understanding. It is not a peace that misunderstands your struggles or ignores your pains. It is a peace that moves through the storms, wrapping you like a shield forged by divine love. Let that peace wash over your fears like a mighty river, unyielding and persistent, carving new paths within your soul where once only doubt resided. I do not call you to a life without challenges, but to a journey where fear does not dictate the terms. Instead, I invite you to walk beside me, hand in hand. Feel the pulse of my heart syncing with yours, a steady rhythm that says, "You are never alone. You are always enough. You are loved beyond measure." When fear seeks to isolate you, remember that my presence fills every corner of your being. You are seen, heard, and cherished in ways the world cannot understand. You may sometimes wonder if you are too broken, too weak, too fragile to overcome this anxiety that wraps itself around your mind like thick vines. Yet, I see within you a warrior whose scars are the marks of battles won in my name. Each fearful thought you have faced, every moment you have chosen to look to me despite trembling hands, has been a step toward deeper victory. Your courage is not absence of fear. It is the choice to embrace me in the midst of it. Draw near to me now and feel my strength becoming yours. Child, wherever you find yourself today, whether in moments of peace or waves of doubt, hold fast to this truth. I am greater than every fear, mightier than every anxiety. Let this truth settle within you so deeply that even when your mind races and your heart pounds, you can come back to this refuge. Choose to trust me when doubt whispers loudest. Reach out to me when anxiety feels insurmountable. You do not have to carry these fears alone any longer. Do not let your spirit retreat into the shadows of apprehension. Instead, step forward with me into the light of hope and assurance. I am here, unwavering, inviting you to lean into my embrace and find rest. Will you surrender your fears to me this moment? Will you lay down the heavy burden of anxiety and rise into the peace I offer? I am waiting, ready to fill your heart with courage and your soul with unshakable trust. Let us walk this path together, my dear, with a steady step and a hopeful heart. My dear, you have journeyed far in this sacred conversation between your heart and mine, and now I call you to rest in the fullness of my presence with a peace that surpasses the mere grasp of understanding. Know this: Your identity is eternally woven into the fabric of my love, a love so vast, so unyielding, that no shadow of doubt can extinguish its light within you. You're not an accident or a fleeting thought. You were crafted by my hands, with precision and care, designed before time itself began. The pulse of my heart beats through your veins, and your breath is a sacred gift of my sustaining spirit. Every part of you, beloved, sings a melody that is unique and precious in my heavenly choir. When the world's voices have deafened your soul, or when loneliness stretched its cold fingers around you, I have been there, whispering hope and breathing life into your very spirit. You have never been abandoned, even when every glimpse around you suggested so. I made my dwelling within the chambers of your inner self, inviting you into intimacy that nothing can sever. This closeness is your true home beyond any earthly place or fleeting affection. I have been molding you through every trial and moment of waiting, shaping your character as gold is refined in fire. Your scars, your questions, your weakness, they do not disqualify you from my embrace. Rather, they're the very avenues through which my grace flows most abundantly. Understand this truth deeply. Your worth is not measured by your achievements, your past, or what others might say. You are valuable because you reflect the image of my own heart, divine, brilliant, and eternally beloved. When you stumble or fail, do not retreat into shame or silence. Instead, come to me with that brokenness, for I delight in offering forgiveness that renews and restores beyond all comprehension. The power of my redemption is forever active, lifting the fallen and turning their mourning into gladness. You are my triumph, my endless hope walking on the earth. Now I urge you to embrace the call I extend. Walk forward with courage and clarity, knowing that your destiny is securely held within my unchanging hands. I have a glorious purpose for you, a calling that is threaded with meaning, designed to echo my kingdom's glory through your life. There is no task too small, no moment wasted when you live in the awareness of my continual guidance and provision. Trust that my divine timing governs all things perfectly. When the silence feels long and the waiting seems endless, it is never without my intention. I prepare you in the hidden places so you may burst forth in strength and righteousness. Rest in the sacred truth that you belong unmistakably and irrevocably to me. The spiritual family that surrounds you, the community of heaven's saints, and even the very winds and stars proclaim your name with reverent love. You're seen, deeply understood, and cherished beyond human expression. When doubts assail you or the shadows seek to cloud your vision, remember you are anchored in a love that can neither be shaken nor broken. I am with you. I am for you. Nothing can separate you from the love I have unleashed for you, no matter what storms rage or how dark the night may grow. Let yourself be strengthened by this divine assurance as you step into each new day. Approach your life with the confidence of one who is chosen, called, and precious. Your heart's desires, your dreams, your cries, bring them all to me. My ear is attentive, my hands ready to provide, and my spirit prepared to guide your every footstep. The path may not always be clear in the moment, but your faith, anchored in my unwavering promises, will see you through every challenge with courage and grace. You are my masterpiece, my beloved creation, and I am pleased to walk beside you always. Will you now allow this truth to take root deep within your soul? Will you accept my invitation to lean into my heart, to trust my purposes, and to know beyond doubt that you are my beloved child? This is your sacred inheritance, the unshakable foundation you can build your life upon. In the echoes of your being, hear my voice. You are loved endlessly, you are chosen forever, and you are mine. Amen. If this message has settled in your heart, do not keep it hidden, but let it ripple out to touch others. Save these words as a treasure and share them gently with those who need to remember they belong, just as you have. Let my love swell through your life and into the world around you, a living testimony to the power of divine grace.